Probably would help if we had some headphones. And we should, let's see here. Let's get some chat up. And we got chat. Okay. We got some chat. And, okay, tablet's booted up. A little too much in the headphone here. I don't know why that sound got changed. Okay. We got chat and we got headphones. We got coffee. Yes, coffee. Can't be without coffee. I need to order some more. No, I'm not ordering coffee for you. Jesus. Cathy's here. I was running behind. I didn't think I would make it on time. I forgot. I had the truck parked down on the street. And I could leave it out there. The major problem is I have the CB just strapped on the seat. And even though CB went out in the 90s, somebody would steal that son of a bitch. Because it's a Cobra 29 or something. Big honkin'. You know, when I bought CBs, I bought top of the line. And every now and then, there's a guy down around 65th and Clark that will get on the CB and talk to a couple of his buddies, and if I catch him, I'll chime in. So that's why I have CBs in all my vehicles. Plus, people in Ohio don't realize the Highway Patrol, every cruiser has a CB. And they've got the, I can't remember what model. They monitor Channel 19, which is the trucker channel. But if somebody would make a call on Channel 9, which is the universal emergency channel, their radios automatically switch to 9. So, another reason. Yeah, they would steal it just to steal it. They wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it, but they'd steal it. Take it down to the pawn shop down on Prospect and get $20, you know. So I ran out real quick and pulled the truck in the driveway. For some reason, this microphone sounds a little wacky tonight. I don't know why. To me, it sounds like it's echoing. I got a little. Let me turn that. Maybe it's because I got the headset volume up a little too high. Maybe that's better. At least to me, it's better. Yeah, another problem is, Kathy, only one door locks. It would be different if I could lock both of them. But the door lock on the passenger door it's seized. It's froze up. Nobody messes with it in the driveway. But if I leave it on the street, some kid would be like, "Oh, look, a radio!" And then after they stole it, they'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" And it'd be my luck, they would just go, garbage. I'm trying to think. God, I should remember what the hell it is. I bought it. It's like a Cobra 29 Limited a la Deluxe. It's a newer one. I believe it or not, I bought the son of a bitch at a garage sale. And it's one of the new ones because it shows the frequency besides the channel. It's got, like if let's say channel 11, and channel 11 would be like 27.525. So it's got a fancy meter on it, and God, every adjustment under the sun, you can adjust the microphone gain, you can adjust the antenna gain, you can adjust this, that. I walked in, I wasn't going to buy anything. And I wandered around and typical garage sale, bunch of crap. And I get to the end of the workbench because there was some tools and stuff. And I was like, does this work? And the woman went, I don't know. It was in the basement. Was my husband's. I don't know. I said, how much? Would $15 be too much? I almost choked. I was like, okay, I'll chance it. It's a goddamn $250 radio. It's the top of the line, Cobra. Well, there's one above it, which has got the Bluetooth in it and all the, everything now has to have Bluetooth. It's got, I was looking online on the Cobra website, and now they basically have Bluetooth microphones. You know how the truckers have the microphone hanging, and then they grab it, and now they just talk. Hands-free CB. And basically, you can answer your phone through the CB. Oh, the new CBs are unbelievable. Yeah, you can pair your phone with the CB. So if your phone rings, you just go, hello. And, you know, yeah, CB is basically gone, you know, unless you're a trucker. And what people don't realize, every truck manufactured today comes with a CB standard. People are like, CB? If you're a trucker, truckers never got away from CB. That's their entertainment when they're driving. They talk to one another like we used to back in the day. God, on my way to work, I probably would talk to 20 different people. Because I'd be going east, and they'd be coming west. Because I worked out at 2 and 91 in Eastlake. So I get on the shoreway, you know, then Route 2 to 91. So I would get the traffic report going east, and I'd be given the traffic report going west. And there were a couple of traffic cops that would talk. They would. It was amazing. You know, back in the day, almost every car had a freaking CB in it. These traffic cops would say, hey, I'm eastbound at 72nd Street, running radar. I would pass 72nd Street, and he'd have somebody pulled over. And if they had a CB, I could just see it. Hey, I told you I was here. What are you speeding for? Yeah, the one he called, his handle was pokey bait. I thought it was kind of unique because if you screw up, you're going to go to the pokey. So he called himself Pokey Bait. And then the other one, he called it, his handle was Tin Star. So we had Pokebait and Tin Star. The two traffic cops that would I thought so. I don't know why. Let me try something. See if that does. If that changes it. Did that make a difference, or is that still echoing? Let me try something else. Although, that sounds strange. That sounds real strange. Still the same? Oh well. Let me go back to this one. I'll use that setting. But Ron is here. For the last couple hours, I have been watching different Pakistani YouTube channels. I'll tell you what, they amaze me. First of all, you know, they overload the shit out of them trucks. And then they wonder why they bust an axle. Well, the axle is rated for like 30,000 pounds. You got 90,000 loaded in this truck. But when they break down, do they call a wrecker? No. They call one of their buddies who comes out with a shitload of house-moving jacks from the 1920s, and they jack these trucks up. And they're working like right in the middle of the freeway. They literally disassemble the goddamn truck. And then the axle goes to a guy who knows how to repair axles. No power tools. No ratchet. They're using open-end box wrenches. Old house-moving jacks. And everything is a sledgehammer. Here we are in 2025, and they're still back in the 1930s. Utterly amazing. And watching them bring that scrap car in and put it back together just amazes me. They're out in the middle of a dirt lot, and what now? The average person watching that is like, oh, wow, look. They're brazing, not welding. Brazing is like super glue. Now, you know, once that car is fully assembled and it's made for 4 passengers, they're going to put 12 in that car. And the first big pothole they hit, the fucking car's going to fall apart. I can't believe they get away with that shit. Of course, they're a third world country, but they buy these scrap vehicles from Japan that are all cut up, and they put them back together. And I was watching one video today. There was a young kid, and he wasn't even brazing the whole cut. He'd do a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm like, gee, you know, you got a piece that's sliced, that's this big. If you're going to braze the whole thing, not, okay, it's holding. It's amazing. And towards the end of the video, after he had the car all together and they painted it and everything, they showed like a used car lot. And I just wonder, any unsuspecting citizen goes in there to buy one of them cars, do they bother to tell them that they received it as a giant puzzle and they put it back together? That's scary. Really scary. I mean, they look good when they're finished, but I like how they hide all the brazing with a little bit of Bondo. Being a body shop manager and doing body work back in the day, I was shocked. I would like, Japan takes a Sawzall, scrap, and the Pakistanis go, we'll buy it, ship it here. Japan cuts them into pieces and scraps them, and they buy them and ship them to Pakistan and put them back together. You know, as strict as Japan is, as far as their vehicles, it amazes me that they sell that scrap. Now, maybe they're thinking, okay, they're going to melt this down and make steel out of it. Japan can't be that naive. There would be no way you could get away with that shit in the United States. No way. But yeah, Japan, and you could tell, they cut them up with a sawzall. You could tell. So here's some little Japanese guy. He stacks all the parts inside. And some Pakistani guy comes by and goes, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. And I'll buy that. And I'll buy that. What do you use it for? Scrap metal. Okay. And then they load it up on a boat, ship it over, and some 12-year-old kid rebuilds the car. Unbelievable. And the one video, the kid looked 12 years old. There's my leather pouch. With a nice heavy-duty belt clip. Handy-dandy little item. And it's nice soft leather, so it protects the hell out of the lighter. Oh, you notice that too? He didn't braise the whole joint. It was like, do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. It amazed me that when he slammed the hatch, that the car didn't cave in. And it's scary to think people are buying them with families and going down. Oh, they drive like idiots. Holy crap. Christ. Them little rickshaws zipping in and out. One accident and that car would fold up like a cardboard box. Oh, you caught that too? You know what I used to do, Ron? When I ran out of brazing wire, I used coat hangers. I would use a coat hanger. Coat hanger is steel. I used to hit the dumpster behind Goodwill and St. Vincent de Paul, and I would get a shitload of metal hangers that they threw out, and then I would just straighten them and cut them, and then I would braze with them. But when you get done brazing, you're supposed to weld over the top of it. The brazing is just to hold it together. Yeah, watching that kid use copper wire, you know that's not a solid joint. It's going to flex. That's why I say, if somebody leans on the car, whoa! And if you notice in that big dirt lot, they were building like 12 cars at once. Now I realize people don't have a lot of money, but buying one of them is scary. Oh yeah, Kathy, coat hangers work real well to tie your exhaust system up. I used coat hangers many times. A hanger bracket would break. Yeah, get a coat hanger. Yeah, and basically, when they get in an accident and the car folds up like a cardboard box, they don't have ambulance chaser lawyers. You just go buy another Tinker toy. It is scary because your strength is your A pillar, B pillar, and C pillar. And they sawzall everything. I'll tell you what. I bet you within 5 miles of driving, the windshield cracks. Because that car has got to flex like crazy. That is really, watching those videos scared the shit out of me. It's like going to Toys R Us. Do you have a car puzzle? Oh, out back? Bring a pickup truck? Okay. There you go. There's your car puzzle. Good luck putting it back together. And did you notice everything was clips? Put the bumper, bang, 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 bang. Put the dashboard in, bang, 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 bang. Put the side panels, bang, 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 bang. No screws, bolts, nuts. Just plastic clips. And if you noticed, there were no crash bars, front and back. In America, underneath that cover, we have a big crash bar. No crash bars. Our cars have crumple zones. The whole car is a crumple zone. Oh, most of their tools were handmade. Oh, yeah, Ron, I agree. That kid never stopped. No coffee break, no piss break. Him and it must have been his younger brother. They just kept working and working and working. And when he got done, he had a whole car. I wonder who taught him to braze. He actually was good at it. It's just he was using copper on steel and he wasn't welding the whole joint. But I'll tell you what, he could braze better than me. It literally is like putting a puzzle together. Because everything was stacked on the floor pan. So they just took everything out. Okay, we'll start welding the C pillar, and then the B pillar, then the A pillar. And I'll tell you what, he was good. Because when he bolted the doors on, the doors shut, the fit and finish was nice. I mean, when he got done with the car, it was a nice looking car. But I'd be afraid to drive it. Well, see, the heat distorts the metal. So he had to keep the metal straight. That's why he kept beating the shit out of it. Because when he was brazing, you could see the metal getting distorted. So he'd stop brazing, whack, 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 then braze, and then whack, 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 whack. But no body hammer. Those were, well, he had a 5-pound sledge. He had a couple of flat hammers. No body tools. And if the metal didn't go back, you just grabbed a bigger hammer. Whack, whack. Whack, whack. Sledgehammer. Whack, whack. Whoever taught him good. But child labor. That's something you wouldn't see over here. I just wonder how much he got paid when that car was done. Probably like $5, maybe 10. That's why they're a third world country. I got to thinking, I wonder how many of those vehicles are on the road. You know, you're driving along, and you look like, oh, is that a puzzle car? Is that a puzzle car? Of course, you know damn right well, they're not showing the people what they started with. You want to buy that Toyota? You like it? I'll show you what it looked like when it came in. It surprised me they started and ran. I get the impression that, like, Toyota has two completely different assembly lines. They have one assembly line for export vehicles, like coming to the U.S., and then they have an assembly line for third world countries. Well, the metal was like paper thin. God, when he picked that front fender up, he picked it up with a couple of fingers. And everybody laughed at the Tata. At least the Tata Nano was built in a big factory with modern equipment big welders. Even though the Tata was a flop, it was better built on those. Oh, I was reading the Rite Aid website today. There are only 5 stores that they're closing in Ohio. Pennsylvania, they closed like every store. California, they did. They closed every store in California. Across the United States. But so far, Ohio, they only closed 5. And none of them are around here. So Dale's mother is safe for a while. Because I looked to see if they closed the store in North Olmsted, and no. So she can still support him for a while. Sorry, I forgot to introduce you. Oh, yeah, you too. I want to look at you. I didn't. Shit. I didn't even play the frickin' music. I just noticed that. I didn't do an intro today. And nobody said a thing. Maybe it's because it's World Octopus Day. Who comes up with this shit? World Octopus Day. God, I haven't started a show without an intro in ages. I can't believe I did that. We just went right in. Well, every major store and the existing malls have many Santas. I can't remember what mall out here on the East Coast somewhere. They had a regular Santa, they had a black Santa, they had Father Christmas, which I think is English. Yeah, there was like 8 different Santas. Yeah, today's show will be a blooper show. No intro, no music, Can't believe I did that. I even fired the tablet up early and got it set for the music and just... Oh, you can tell we're not scripted. I can't believe I did that. I even got the wrong glasses on. Jesus. I'm losing it. I guess it's because of the shock from watching them goddamn garbage. Oh, Jesus. When I clicked on that video, I didn't think that's what I was going to see. And in pulls the pickup truck, and they unload this pile of scrap. And then they build it. And I'm looking at the car going, they cut that with a sawzall. And then somewhere it said that they were scrap cars from Japan. Although it definitely saves room on shipping because you could stack 15, 20 of them on top of one another. Evidently, they don't worry about like titles and VIN numbers and any of that shit. It must be like assemble a car and sell it. Paperwork? What do you mean paperwork? We don't do paperwork here. Well, Ron, you got to remember, even scrapping a car, the Japanese have pride in their job. That was obvious. Probably a supervisor going, you cut here, 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 and here. Yeah, they were straight as can be, which made it easy to put back together. But the guy cutting them up, I don't think he's thinking, oh, somebody's going to put this car back together. But yeah, he was good with a sawzall. Real good with a sawzall. I just could not believe it when they unloaded the floor pan and then brought this. He started with the C-pillar. And he welded both of the C-pillars. Then he welded both of the B-pillars. And then they put the roof down so that he could weld the A-pillars. And then bolted the doors on. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. And then the guy with the Bondo covering all them lousy, all that lousy brazing up. Oh, we'll hide this shit. But if you noticed, he didn't put no Bondo on the inner structure under the fender. So if you took a fender off, you would see that brazing. But they figure, well, that's hidden. Come over with that big headlight assembly. Tap, tap, tap. Snap. He did put a couple of bolts in it, though. Oh. Don't even go there, Ron. That's scary. That's real scary. I would hope not. Although, when you see a Pakistani hospital, you're not seeing beep, 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 all kinds of monitors, just a bunch of people laying in beds. Now, maybe, you know, when you're in the city, but on the outskirts, the hospitals are like old MASH units, you know. Kind of makes you appreciate where you live. I wonder if they call that big dirt lot a car factory. Where do you work? I work at the car factory. It's just down the road. You can't miss it. It's a big dirt lot. We got a bunch of guys putting puzzle cars back together. And you could tell those cars weren't built for comfort. It's obvious they don't inspect. Because if they had state inspection stations, those cars would be sawzalled right back to again. It's obvious it's a third world country. Because you couldn't get away with that shit here. And England is even worse. God, their MOT inspections are deadly. If they find rust on a car, you don't get registration. And if you get caught driving without insurance, they crush your car. If you get caught in England driving without insurance, they seize the car and they crush it. It's not like, I'll get insurance in the morning. Nope. They seize the car and it goes to the crusher. No matter what. It could be a new Bentley. If it doesn't have insurance, it's going to be a cube about this big. They are deadly over there. And all their cars are equipped with what they call ANPR, automatic number plate readers. They're license plate readers. And the cop will be driving down the road, or all of a sudden on the screen, it flashes red, and up comes a license plate number and a picture. And the cop just hangs a Huey and goes after him. I watched a video a couple months back, and it showed the officers, just patrolling, and all of a sudden, and the car on the other side of the intersection, waiting for the red light to change, didn't have insurance. And when the light changed, on came the roof lights, and they cut the guy off, and they seized his car. And then it showed a couple days later, turned it into a block. We need that here. Because we have way too many people driving without insurance. Way too many. I don't even legally own that Passat. It's got insurance coverage. Just in case while I'm sneaking around the neighborhood if something happens. But see, Ohio is too easy. You go in and you give them your title, and they print the registration, and you have to answer the question, do you have insurance? Yes? No? Well, everybody checks yes. And then they sign their name and give the girl the form. And she goes, okay, here's your license plates. Have a nice day. I have been complaining about that for years. You should come into the license bureau and go, here's my insurance card. I'm insured. No. And big deal. Columbus may randomly check. I got a letter several years ago. Send verification of your current insurance. I made a copy of my insurance card. I put it in the envelope and mailed it back to Columbus. I wasn't worried. But they do it random. It should be entered in a computer, like over in England. As a matter of fact, I know Arkansas, when the troopers or the police run your license plate, they know if you're insured or not. And if you are not insured, your registration is suspended. And if your license plates, if your registration is suspended, they take the license plates off your car, they tow it, and the only way you can get your car back is you have to have current registration. Which costs a fortune, because if you're driving suspended with your registration suspended, it's a big fine. But see, Ohio, I know somebody right now that has not had car insurance for 20 years. And he brags about it. The neighbor down the street, he brags about it. You assholes, insurance. I've been driving for 20 years without car insurance. Well, yeah, you've been lucky. God forbid you hit somebody. Yeah, I talked to him a couple weeks ago. I said to him, hey, Freddie, you got insurance yet? Fuck no. I haven't had insurance for over 20 years. And he drives constantly. when I see him pull out of his driveway, if I'm going to the store, I wait. I wait till he's out of sight, for fear he'll hit me. Yeah, hasn't had insurance in over 20 years. And his excuse is, I haven't had an accident or been stopped. So why should I have insurance? Duh. Scary. That's scary. And to brag about it. Everybody in the neighborhood knows. He tells everybody, you people with insurance, you're wasting your money. You're making the insurance company rich. He laughed his ass off when I told him. I said, I don't even own the Passat yet. I haven't got the title yet. It's insured. He said, you're fucking nuts. I said, no, I'm protecting myself. I even told Progressive, I said, I don't have the title yet. I don't own it. And the girl said, well, you're going to own it, right? I said, yeah. Well, give me the VIN number. You're covered. Thank you. God, it was insured just to go on a flatbed and come across the street. And then the same poor kid had to come out and get it and tow it up to the Puerto Rican garage for me. He pulled up and I said, oh, you pulled the short straw again, huh? He goes, I was up for the next call. I said, well, you know the car. I took it for a drive again today. I'm slowly learning how to press the accelerator. You don't step on it. You just ease. And then when the turbo spools up, it don't throw you back in the seat. Which I don't like because I like to bang through the gears. You can't do that with this car. I have to drive it like a gentleman, not like a teenage kid. But I'm getting used to it. I paid real close attention today. I just slowly depressed the accelerator. And then when the turbo kicked in, it was a little kick, not a jolt. So I have to drive it like an old man. Although I stopped up at the service station, and they told me once I have good gasoline, that turbo will spool up a little quicker. The shitty gas isn't helping. But I wasn't brave enough to go out on the main road with it and go to the gas station. I have to work my nerve up. Because I'm not going to get lucky a second time, like with that cop the other day. He knew that those plates were phony. He knew. Because there's no stickers on them. Because right here in this lower corner, there should be a sticker that says 1126, which basically is when my registration would expire. There ain't no stickers. And they could spot it. Not to mention, our news station cars don't have the insignias. They don't have like WJW TV. No. Now, maybe the station owner might have WJW TV on his car, but there's not going to be a Fox emblem. They knew. That's probably why they gave me the thumbs up. You know, we saw you. We're not stopping you. You're lucky. I don't want to take that chance again. Be my luck, I get some rookie with an axe to grind. Goddamn car would get impounded. I'd never see it again. Not to mention I couldn't afford to get it out of impound. I forgot. Oh, I wanted to call Bill today. I'll text him. He's at work right now. I want to find out when I can go over and look that Corvette over. If it's an automatic, I think the deal will be dead. I don't want no automatic. As much as I want to own a Corvette before I take the dirt nap, I don't really want an automatic. Yeah, Kathy. I think it's $185 for the tow and $60 a day for storage. That's why the impound lots are so full of cars. Because people can't afford to get their goddamn car out. There's an impound lot down on 130th. The cars are door handle to door handle. The whole lot, door handle to door handle. I don't know how they're putting any more cars in there. I'll tell you what. After the first day, I couldn't afford to get the car out. Have a goddamn impound bill over $300. I couldn't afford to get it out. I don't have that kind of money. I just spent all my money getting the Passat running. And ordering brake pads and a door regulator and what else? Oh, new belts. I ordered new belts because they don't look that good. And what else? Oh, I got an oddball wheel. The aluminum rim is in the trunk with a Douglas tire. I never heard of Douglas. And the spare steel wheel has a Michelin. So tomorrow I have to drop the aluminum rim off at the tire shop and have them check it. And if the rim is okay, I'm going to take the spare off and tell them, put the Michelin on the aluminum rim so that I have 4 matching rims. I looked the rim over, it's not bent, it's not cracked. I don't know why it's got that oddball tire and why the spare has got the Michelin. So I have to go to the store. On the way to the store, I'm going to drop the rim off. And I'm going to tell the guy to test it. Water test it and put it on the balancing machine and see if it's okay. If the rim's okay, I'm going to put the Passat on jack stands, take the spare off, and tell them, put this tire on that rim. And don't put the Douglas on the spare rim. Maybe he'll get a used Michelin, and I can have a Michelin for a spare. I don't know why Jim did that. I hope there's nothing wrong with that rim. But I gave it a pretty good look over today. And it's not bent. It's not cracked. It looks perfect. Because I was going to put it on the car. And then I looked and it says Douglas. Douglas. I looked at the spare. It says Michelin Performance. Like the other 3 tires. I'm like, why is this like this? So, I'm going to drop the rim off and tell them, check it out. When I come back from the store, let me know if the rim's okay. If the rim's okay, I'm going to tell them, all right, I'm going to go home and take the spare off the back and bring it up. And don't put the Douglas on the rim. Just keep your eye open for a good used Michelin for me. I never heard of Douglas. A Douglas all season. Although I've got on the truck, the back tires are Generals and the front tires are Eldorados. It was the only white walls I could find. Eldorados. But Douglas, I never heard of a Douglas tire. Matter of fact, I probably tell him, hold on to my steel spare, and if you come across a decent used Michelin, put it on. Matter of fact, when Dale had his car, he needed tires. And them bastards were expensive for that Impala. So I went up to the tire shop. And I says to him, I need 4 tires in this size. And he said, I got 4 right now. A set of Pirellis. They had 500 miles on them. I can't remember what they came off of. But he told me the guy hated the Pirellis. He hated them. He pulled in and he said, I want 4 brand new Michelins, and you can have them Pirellis. And I got them Pirellis for like $50 a piece. It was sad when that car got repossessed with them Pirelli Scorpions. It's amazing how many new tires he has that have 500 or 1,000 miles on them. People will buy a new car. They don't like the factory tires to take them off, put something else on, and then he puts them on the rack and sells them. So hopefully he'll have a 195 65 15 in a Michelin. Too bad I can't put bigger tires on that Passat. I have four, two, what are they, two 1570 15s. I'm pretty sure that's the size. High performance tires in the garage, mounted on Ford Ranger rims. I tried selling them. Nobody wanted them. And they're too wide for the Passat. Not to mention having Michelins on there, I ain't no. Although, like I said, Michelins are overrated. Michelins were wonderful tires when they were made in France, because the European countries have a different rubber compound. That's why back in the day Michelin could give you a 100,000-mile warranty. But now, Michelins are made in America with crappy rubber. You can't even get an imported Michelin. I already asked. I said, I don't want them. Well, we can't get them from Europe. Sorry. First time ever owning a Michelin. Could be interesting. I used to own nothing but Dunlops. That's all my grandfather would put on his car. Dunlops. Then I got away from owning Dunlops. Don't like Goodyear. Goodyears are crappy tires. I don't like Goodyear. I don't like Firestone. Generals are really crap. online. See what kind of deal I can get. I used to buy tires from Tire Rack, but boy, oh man, their prices have gone sky high. Last tires I bought, I got off a website, Tires for You. Tires for You. Got a good price. They deliver them right to the UPS guy. Here's your tires. Okay, thank you. As a matter of fact, that free delivery. Was free delivery. Next day, I ordered them like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday and 4 o'clock on Tuesday. The UPS guy was knocking on my door. I have some tires for you. Oh, yeah. Back in the day, white walls were white walls. Yeah, you look at some of the cars from the 30s, 40s, 50s. The white wall was the whole side of the tire. Although back in the 1900s and 1920s, the whole tire was white. You didn't worry about a white wall, you had a whole white tire. Yeah, you got your money's worth when you bought a white wall back in the day. Because it went from the rim right to the tread. But they were a bitch to keep clean out there. That was my, if I screwed up, which I always screwed up, my father would make me go out and clean the white walls on his car. With a Brillo pad. He'd hand me a Brillo pad and say, go clean white walls. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. You just talk back to me. Now get your ass out there and clean my white walls. And his Cadillacs always had big, wide white walls on them. Here's your Brillo pad. I have 4 white walls. Make it last. Be out there with a Brillo pad. And it never failed. He always curbed the goddamn tires. The right side of the car would be scuffed up. I'd be out there scrubbing that. Yeah, that was my punishment. Even if I didn't do anything wrong. Look at him sideways. Yeah, here's a Brillo pad. Go do my white walls. Dad, it's the middle of January and it's minus 20. Take a bucket of hot water. Yeah, that was... Good thing he... I'm surprised he didn't think of that. Here's a toothbrush. Go in the bathroom. No, I had to go clean white walls. And it never failed. I do all the white walls, and he'd come home the next goddamn night with a big scuff on one of the white walls. Because it's hard to drive drunk and not hit curbs. And Brillo pads, you know, they're only about yai by yai, you know. Make it last for 4 white walls. That was the only time I cussed out big white walls, when I had to scrub them. Then over the years, they got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. The next thing you knew, the white wall was about the size of a magic marker. And then we went with the European look. Ugly black walls. If I ever wear out the Michelins, I will find white walls to go on the Passat. Somebody out there somewhere is making white walls. Somebody. I'll find them. How's the eyes doing? I forgot to ask. You should be able to see out of both eyes by now. Not 100%, but you should be able to read that fine print. Read freeway signs, 4 exits down. I just noticed something. My arm is red. A damn red light. Boy, that got dark real quick. I didn't realize that I forgot to dim it. I just happened to look and I was like, our whole arm is all red. What's going on here? Well, last of the coffee. I didn't have that much today. I think I only had 3 cups. Well, by the weekend, you'll be in good shape. And then next week it'll get better and better and better. And you'll be reading fine print. Yeah, it's only been what? 2 days? A day and a half? But you didn't have the extensive surgery I did. So yours is going to heal a lot faster. Oh, tell me about it, Kathy. Not being able to drive? Oh, I was climbing the walls. That's the only downside. You're stuck in the house, or you have to get a chauffeur. The old F-150's out in the driveway going, Kathy! Kathy! That's why I say the F-150's out there going, Kathy! I miss you! Come drive me! Oh, yeah, I agree. I absolutely hate having passengers. I really do. I like being alone in the car. I don't like having passengers. I just don't. To me, a passenger's distracting. Especially if my kid gets in. Christ, it could be minus 30 and he puts a window down. I'm like, Jesus Christ, put the window up. The snow is ass deep out here. It's minus 30 degrees. You got the window down. Then he tells me, well, it's too hot in the car. Yeah, I like it hot. Could be a fucking hurricane. He put the window down. Hang his arm out the window. Put that window up. You know, Kathy, I even hate riding in somebody's car. Like Mary Ann. Oh, God, the way she drives, drives me crazy. Plus, I hate imposing on people. It just, the day I had to go to Mark's, Kathy, I sat for 2 hours before I called Mary Ann because I didn't want to do it. But I had to go to the store, and I didn't have any wheels. Both cars were broke down. And I'm sitting here going, oh, God, no. I like the freedom of being able to walk out that door, get in the car, and go wherever I want to go. And I don't have to answer to anybody. I'll tell you what a pain in the ass I am. Even when I was married, I didn't like a car full of people. That's why I made sure my wives had good vehicles. You want to go somewhere? There's your car. Don't ask me to take you. There's your car. And, you know, not having a significant other, I have gotten to be a pain in the ass about my car. Oh, I used to do that, Ron. I would get in the car, and I would, now Kathy will know this, I would drive to Mansfield for lunch. Just to enjoy being on the road, not having anyone bothering me. I could play the stereo as loud as I wanted. Which is another reason I love the Passat. Oh, does it have an outstanding sound system. Oh, yeah. Well, I would drive out in the country, too. I like to go like in July when the corn is almost fully grown, because I still know where we grow corn around here. And just drive down the road and nothing but corn on either side of you. I'll tell you, there's nothing nicer than a country drive in the fall. When the trees just start to change. I haven't done a country drive in a long time, but I used to. Just get in the car and head out to Columbia Station or all the way down to Mansfield, take the back roads where I know there's farm country. Yep. You know what I would have loved? To drive the tail of the dragon. You ever hear that? I can't remember where it's at. It's called the tail of the dragon. I would love to take that drive. I forget what state it's in. Well, that's another reason to be by yourself. I saw a video on the tail of the dragon. And I'm thinking, man, would that be fun? Especially with a manual. Because if I remember right, when you get to the top, there's a big gift store. And they have shirts and hats and all kinds of... I drove the tail of the dragon. I would love to do that. Yeah, I would just love to drive it and get to the top and buy a t-shirt that says, I drove the tail of the dragon. And then I think they have a guest book you sign too. They showed it at a big fancy gift shop. I think if you complete it with no accidents, you sign the register. I'm too goddamn old for that shit now, but back in the day, I would have loved to have done that. Oh, the tail of the dragon. That is world renowned. They literally have people that come over from England and France and rent cars just to drive it. What would be even cooler is to do it on a motorcycle. Wind in your hair. Now that's a Zippo. And an engraved Zippo to boot. Hey, look who's here. always sneaks in the door right around quitting time. I'm going to finish this cigarette, and then I have a hungry cat to feed. And myself, too. I picked up some real old-fashioned, natural casing hot dogs. I bought them from a different... I went to the butcher shop and got them. So I'm looking forward to trying them. They make them. They make their own hot dogs. Matter of fact, the girl said, I'm going to throw in 4 for free since you're trying them for the first time. I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, she weighed them. And then just before she wrapped them, she went, I'm going to throw 4 in for free. I was like, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, you have to empty everybody's water buckets and containers and scrub them out and freshen the water. Oh, my neighbor bought a new truck. A brand new Toyota Tundra. What a monster. Holy cow. Okay. Park it already. Thank you. Yeah, he's going to use it for a road service truck. I looked out in the driveway, I was like, what the hell's that? The goddamn Tundras are huge. I haven't paid attention to Toyota trucks in a long time. This thing's a monster. He told me he's taking it to his sign painter tomorrow to get it all lettered with his company name and everything on it. It's Snow White. Which I can't understand why he bought a white pickup truck when his whole fleet is red. I wanted to ask him, gee, didn't the dealer have a red one? Every truck in his towing fleet is red. He gets a road service truck, a Toyota Tundra, in white. Oh, I knew what she meant, Kathy. every now and then you have to scrub the shit out of all the water containers. I remember my uncle had, God, that thing must have been 60 gallons. It was a big oval. And it never failed. I'd be spending a week and I'd have to clean that thing. I'd have to drain it, scrub the shit out of it, drain it again, scrub the shit out of it. Then, right where that it was, I couldn't fill it with a hose because it was by the well. I had the pump. By the time I got done filling that son of a bitch, my arm was ready to fall off. All right, Ron. Have a good evening, buddy. I'm enjoying the shit out of my lighter. Like I told you, I'm going to use the hell out of it. Nothing like a brand new Zippo. Engraved. Something bit me. When I was outside before, something crawled up my pants leg and fucking bit me. Hope it wasn't a goddamn spider. I didn't feel it until it bit me. Oh, speaking of bit me, I grabbed something out of the garage Sunday. And I had a red spider on my hand. Those little bastards fucking bite like hell. God damn. I'm like, what the hell bit me? And I see this little itty-bitty red spider crawling on me. I'm like, you bastard. Oh, yesterday morning scared the shit out of me. I went to open the door on the Passat, and there was a goddamn praying mantis that was about this big. It was huge. It was sitting on the roof. I went to open the door, and I was like, whoa, where'd you come from? Standing there. I was like, get off the car. I finally had to take a stick. I put him on Mary Ann's fence. I've never seen one. It was huge. And I'm not exaggerating. It was huge. Hopefully it went over in her yard. Yeah, I grabbed the door handle and it was on the roof, staring at me. I'm like, where did you come from? Jesus Christ, like something out of the Amazon. Oh, come on. Jesus. Him and that backup alarm. Well, I think it's that time, people. We'll have some outro music. Oh, we know where, right here. WDWL TV. Okay, everybody, thanks for being here. And have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we will meet again tomorrow night. With that, take care. See ya.